I don't know. I guess a lot of the projects I probably get in over my head, my skill level, but then
it always works out.
It seems to work out, yeah. Like, if anything, if first you don't succeed, just lower your expectations and then.
Essentially, just like a further step of our friendship. Our friendship originally started just all based on building Lego and tree forts.
Yeah, tree forts.
And this is really just a tree fort on wheels.
Yeah, I when you started saying that, I was like, yeah, that totally goes back to that.
Yeah, I guess let's first talk about what we kind of thought our purpose for this would be, and then we'll kind of talk about like what sort of finishes and stuff like that. So,
okay, cool.
So yeah, I guess like I know for myself, I guess there's a couple main uses I'd use this for. The first one is the fantasy football league, right? Like it'd be awesome to have a vehicle that we can cruise around with the guys and just party and stuff. And like nice thing is this seems like it could easily accommodate 6 of us, right?
Yeah,
and so we often end up having about 6 to 8 people, and we're all pretty friendly, so I'm sure that we could
yeah, you can make it sleeping quarters work. Like there's like if you're out and about too doing something, like the floor is available, like,
yeah, or even just bring a tent, right, and throw a tent up with you. And then otherwise, like me and John have talked about like doing the Great Lakes tour. It'd be cool to like drive around all the Great Lakes, like the perimeter. And otherwise, I think it'd just be cool. I guess like me and Michael Rosehart, who you haven't met, but maybe you've seen on my channel, we want to sometime go down to Chicago and Denver to see like the 2 guys that wrote the blogs that inspired us. So like make that trip to Mecca, and like this, it'd be way better in this than like a minivan. So
yeah, like I know when I started thinking about, well, I've always kind of wanted an RV, but the ideal was to have it sleep a whole bunch of people. So yeah, it's kind of like a party mobile. But then I also want to have it like, so it can be like a family kind of camping thing, and doing the fantasy football stuff, do like the draft, but do it as like a field trip. So like,
that would be cool.
Like, I don't know, because like how many people do we usually have come to that? Like, there's usually like, we're shy 2, 3 guys, usually.
Yeah, so maybe 9, 10 tops.
So yeah, it'd be a full house in here, but not that we're doing it in here, but we go to we go somewhere and do it for a weekend.
That'd be cool.
That'd be kind of neat. That just kind of came to my head as we're talking about it. But yeah, pretty much was just to have a cool thing that's just sitting in your laneway, always ready to go. If I want to go to your place for the weekend in London, or like not for the weekend, but like even for the night, like Jess will come with and the youngster goes to bed at 9 o'clock in the laneway, and we just have the baby monitor, and like we can still hang out, and then we just go out and go to bed like normal, like so.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And then just for that kind of thing, or like stag and does and
actually parties,
right? Like you just, and like I even thought about, once I get it running, I'm probably gonna like, to get all the kinks out of it, I'm gonna just keep driving it to work. Like like it's gonna be a pig on fuel, but drive it to work and get the kinks out of it, and just put some miles on it and get everything working, and take it out and about and just drive it. Like it seems like a beast driving it too. Like when I moved it forward and backward, I was like, oh sweet, it's 16 feet, it'll be easy to drive. Yeah. It's definitely, there's more to driving it. So I was actually looking into the radio head unit. I think we'll maybe try and get like a cheap, like you can get like cheapy Android ones now. There's like a tablet in the dash. And there's like backup cameras, and I think you can do like multiple backup cameras. I was like, how cool would that be? Like in a 75 sportsman Coachmen RV having a tablet in the dash. But
yeah, I guess we never really talked about, but did we have certain things that were like must-haves? Like I think for myself, a must-have was like I definitely wanted to be able to sleep / hold 6 people where we could be driving with 6 in it. That was a must-have. Yeah, I think a really nice to have, but something that wasn't on my radar, but now that we have it, I don't think I'd want to own an RV without it, is the bathroom. Yeah, like I think I would have been technically fine without it, but now that we got it, I'm just like, oh, that's so much nicer. Like even when we did the road trip down to Kansas City, right, like almost no one used the bathroom, but there's just something about knowing that you could in an emergency that all of a sudden you don't have to anymore, right? Like you're like, now that I know I could use it, I can wait till the rest stop.
Yeah, that's there's been a lot of people just stop by, like just people that are stopping in or whatever, and I show them the RV or whatever. Oh, look at my new kind of project or whatever, and I was like, oh, it's got the bathroom. It's kind of tiny. They're like, oh, you really don't need a bathroom anyway. I was like, yeah, but it's, I don't know. It's just having that backup, or like when we went to Bowling Green, like it was for the tractor pulls, it's like an hour wait for the showers. Yeah, and like that's not a huge tank either, but I'm pretty sure you can fill at most places. You can, like when you're going to like fairs and stuff like that, you can fill them there, or like for all it is, you could build something that you could take a big tank with you. And
True.
so like Bowling Green was definitely nice to have like a refreshing shower. You're hungover, the permanent, or I guess not hungover, but you're drunk for the whole weekend. So like maybe down, and that's kind of one thing that I thought too, is like maybe it'll revive that trip. Like we do, maybe not do it every year like we used to, but do it in a different style now that we have an RV. Like, so we go down and take 6 guys in one vehicle comfortably. And then you have a place to all have a place to sleep, and then just get direct like we used to.
And like one of the cool things too is I didn't like, you don't really figure this stuff out or learn it until you need to learn it, but like the actual cost of operating this isn't that expensive really. Like once I looked up the insurance and stuff, the insurance costs like nothing.
I was
like,
super surprised.
We're talking like $300-$400 a year to insure this vehicle. Like that to me is a non-expense.
It doesn't even really have to factor in too much, because if you get a little bit drive it, like the miles you're gonna put on it, it's just and then like if we can, I don't know what the licensing fees and stuff are all total, but
even then it's
even that
not talking like even if it's the full amount, right? It's still not that bad. And then like I said with tires and stuff like that, like it's not like, I think, because that was one debate, when we're doing the tires, if we're going to put a lot of miles on, then I'll switch it to 16s. That way it's a common tire. Because it doesn't sound like 16.5s are going to be around for a lot longer. So. But like I don't think they're heavier duty tires too, right? So they're like an 8 or a 10 ply tire. So like I don't know, like other than fuel is going to be your biggest cost, I think. And I think down the road we could even look at a diesel conversion. Which would be kind of neat. Would be a neat project in itself. And on this, it's fairly basic. I think like the Cummins 12 valve should hook right to that transmission, and so it's just a matter of putting fuel to it and power, and away you go. So it's just trying to shoehorn it in there, I guess, but we don't have a whole lot of room to work with. But, I think pretty much my plan was just to pretty much take it everywhere with you, so you can just have all the comforts at home wherever you go. That way you have it, right?
That way you have it.
And I guess so. What someone like me that doesn't have a friend like you, what's the most important thing they should know about when they're looking at RVs? Like, I guess it seems like one of the big takeaways I had is that the prices can vary drastically. So just looking for a long time, not being in a rush, seems really important, right?
Like definitely do your research, and I just kept an eye on Kijiji all the time, and I ended up getting this one off of a Facebook group on buy and sell kind of thing, and we just stumbled on it, and we bought. When we did go and look at it, we're fairly blind. We just kind of quickly looked at it. So there's a lot of stuff that I didn't notice, but wasn't really a big deal, and it wasn't running. Like if you don't have a lot of experience, you definitely want that end of it. Ask them if they've ever had a safety, or when the last safety was, or because then that'll kind of tell you how much you're gonna need to do. Because this one was sitting for close to 15 years, so it's going to need all the seals, it's going to need like this and that, so which can be fairly in-depth stuff, which I don't know, videos on YouTube can really help you out there, like even if you're like somebody like yourself. I'm other than the tools, I guess, would hold you back, but it's basic tools too, wrenches and screwdrivers and whatever else, but then
and something that if you're going to own the RV for a while, you probably want to have anyway.
You'd want to, like on this one, and then we was debating a thing too, like should we buy a spare, like get a rim and a spare tire? But then I'm like, I don't know, it's worth that CAA. Like I don't really want to change the damn tire on the side of the road anyway. Like just call CA. Other than hopefully it doesn't take 5 hours to get it towed, like the last time, but but like. I don't know. I guess a lot of the projects I probably get in over my head, my skill level, but then
it always works out.
It seems to work out. Like if anything, if first you don't succeed, just lower your expectations, and then it seems to come around.
So like the biggest takeaway is probably the best deals are going to be found on Kijiji or Facebook groups, and just being patient. Really, just get, if you want to say you want one for next June 2018, you want to hit the road, you should probably start looking late 2017, right?
And then I find just mentioning it in conversation to pretty much whoever I talk to be like, oh, it'd be sweet to get an RV or whatever.
Yeah.
And that person's like, oh, I know fucking Ricky that's got an RV.
Or my grandma's got one that she hasn't used in 5 years that just sits there. And
and I find that with a lot of stuff. That goes for pretty much anything. You're looking for a car, you're looking for a tool, or you're looking for, and it's like, so-and-so's got this. I'm sure he's not using it if you want to buy it. But yeah, when it comes to RV, if you're lower, like, I would say, even there's a lot of really good ones I saw for $5,000, and if I had, at the time looking at a bunch of them, if I had $5,000, I probably would have bought them, like, because I think that's how cool it's gonna be to have one of these.
Yeah.
And like, there was a couple, like I said this morning when I was looking at a couple, there was a couple like that were exact same shape as this, except for it looks like they ran and drove like as is.
Yeah.
And they were getting $3,000. Like, we could turn around and sell this thing right now. Well, say in a week from now when I hopefully get the brakes done.
Yeah.
For close to 3 or maybe 4, being as it's all kind of fresh, but yeah, so there's definitely value in it, and especially like if you want to make some money on them, like I don't think it's that hard to get to like polish it up and get stuff working, little things working. Like, these things have a bad habit, like people have a bad habit of just doing like quick make it work wiring and stuff like that, so you wire them up right and stuff like that. So I think that I'll definitely be calling on Joe quite a bit. Probably trying to
some wiring,
get his knowledge on some of this wiring, because I have basic knowledge of it, and I think I got it figured out, but to have a for sure yes or a no on some of this stuff would be nice.
Yeah. So then talking about just kind of the RV and what we kind of think it's going to look like in general once we're done. So let's talk about just some of the rough numbers. So we bought this. The guy was asking $1,400. We were able to buy it for $1,000. So we're $1,000 in for the vehicle.
Yep.
And then after that, I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, there's a few things off the hop, because like I said, there was no ownership, there was no keys, there's a little bit of paperwork and paying for an ownership in the guy's current name, and then we had to, and then that went back.